Okay guys, welcome back. Another cultivation video. So this is the field that I was planting, and there was thunderstorms all around me. Luckily those thunderstorms missed. We've got a good stand of beans out here. So we're at day 21 and we're coming by with the second pass. The first pass on this field was that day. There's a video here a couple days back of when I was wondering the beans were so small. I had never cultivated beans that small before, but we were using the new spike cultivator. So it turns out that decision was the right thing. We did not kill too many beans. That night it started raining, and it rained for 5 days, and we had 5.5 inches. The rain stopped on Sunday. We're here today, it's Thursday. So what we've got going on in the field, I'm going to get out of the cab and I'm going to show you my weed profile. So this little customer right here is the one that I do not like in this bottom. He's either a red root pigweed or a water hemp. I think he's a red root pigweed. Look at that pretty red root. But this bottom has red root pigweed and water hemp in it real bad. Since that rain, if you look down here at the ground, you can see all the red root pigweeds and the foxtail coming. Those have started in the last couple days. You also see right here, we've got a foxtail that's basically the same age as the bean plant, but he was hurt by the first cultivation. There's a couple more red root pigweeds. That might be a water hemp right there. But anyway, there's weeds out here. There's weeds that survived the first cultivation, and then there's the new flush from this last rain. We are using this, what I call the starter cultivator. It's not very aggressive. We have the duck foot on the inner rank, and we have the 4-inch, and then we have the 7-inch on the back. So this cultivator does not have rolling shields on it. I will say that the field is a little bit wet. Part of the reason it looks chunky like that is because we had the 5.5-inch rain. It was 5.5. I think the big rainfall event was like 1.60 inch. But in that period, we had like 5.5 inches of rain. So the surface packed back down. And that rain came the night after I spike cultivated it. So it did not have time to dry properly. So the ground's going to be chunky. You're just going to have to live with it and go on. The good thing about the chunks is that when the ground is breaking, all those little weeds out there are just breaking right with the crust, and they will be dead. We've got a 90-degree day today, so we've got perfect temperature to work with us. Now we're running the cultivator about 3 inches deep, and I will run a little bit and let you see the action. But this is basically your last chance to kill the weeds in the row. If you let them get any bigger, you're not going to be able to kill them. So let's start and run a little bit. Show you the cultivator in action. So I am running about 4.5 to 5.5 miles per hour, depending on what the beans look like and what the condition is. And it's a little bit tricky when I'm filming. I don't have my wife here holding the camera, so holding the camera and talking to you and not blowing out at the same time is rather difficult. But there you can get an idea of our speed. When I'm driving, I'm looking up there in the mirrors to check out the berry action. See if I'm burying too many beans. I'm also looking over at my last passes. But this, like I said, this is your last chance to kill the weeds in the row. And so those weeds that were missed the first time and the weeds that are in the row and that came from this last rainfall event. The after the spike cultivation is basically flat. Looking ahead there, you can see it's basically flat. After this cultivation, there's going to be in effect an inch or two ridged up on the plant. And so we are taking, I don't know, 2 inches of dirt from between the rows and putting it on the base of the row in order to clean in the row. So I'll let you have a look at the back of the tractor and you can see that action. So that was just me holding the camera, and I'm kind of facing forward, so I hope that gave you an idea of what is going on. But the reason, you know, ideally, if I was, if the conditions permitted, I would have waited 1 more day or 2 more days in order to allow the field to dry. If I allowed the field to dry a little bit, to the end here, it'll idle down. If I had allowed the field to dry a little bit, the soil would flow better. But the reality is, guys, is that I have to cover ground. And so in the windows I've had with the moisture, some fields I'm disking or I'm, you know, working the ground, cultivating too wet, and some it's too dry. And so that's where you have to understand your fields and how they handle moisture, so that you can judge which fields to work first and your workflow. But since the 5.5 inches of rain, this field was the driest field to cultivate. So I'm starting out cultivating here, and by the time I get to the last fields, it will be verging on being too dry. It would have been better to be a hair dryer, but we have to run. We have to cover ground. Wheat harvest is coming up. I've got 1 more field to plant, and we're making hay simultaneously. So it's the same old thing as always. Hurry up and wait. But we cannot wait anymore because we have too many jobs that need to be done. Thanks, guys.